نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله أكرمه بالنبوة وجعله رحمة للعالمين. اللهم صل وسلم على عبدك ورسولك وحافظ سرك ومبلغ رسالاتك وصل على وصيه وأخيه أمير المؤمنين وصل على الصديقة الطاهرة فاطمة سيدة نساء العالمين وصل على سبتي الرحمة الحسن والحسين سيدي شباب أهل الجنة وصل على أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والخلف القائم المهدي حججك على عبادك وأمنائك في بلادك صلاة كثيرة دائمة. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا سقما إلا شفيته ولا عيبا إلا سترته ولا رزقا إلا بسطته ولا خوفا إلا أمنته ولا سوءا إلا صرفته ولا حاجة هي لك رضا ولي فيها صلاح إلا غديتها يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. So this is in all of our traditions that Imam Ali alayhi salam was born inside the Kaaba. This happened on 13th of Shahr, the month of Rajab. And Imam Ali was the only one who was ever born in Kaaba. No one before and no one after him. Fatima bint Asad, the merciful mother of Mawlana Amir al-Mu'mineen, said, لما وضعته سمته حيدر. When I got this baby boy, I called him Haydar. But when I met with the messenger of God, حمله بيده وسماه عليا. He put the baby in his arm, hugging him and calling him Ali. So we see that this baby was born in the house of At-Tawheed. From day number 1, he was exposed to the concept of one God, the unity of the Creator. So now that we are honoring the birthday of Amir al-Mu'mineen today and this weekend, and especially on this Sunday that we have a service and a dinner to honor the birthday of Amir al-Mu'mineen, Milad Ali, ميلاد العقل والعلم والجهاد والبطولة والسخاء والشجاعة والوفاء والتضحية. His birth is the birth of belief, birth of bravery, a courageous character, a man of love, loyalty, and sacrifice. أعلم الناس، أعدل الناس، أتقى الناس، أول الناس إسلاما وإيمانا وصلاة وصوما. He is the first man after the messenger of God who declared his Islamic faith and his prayer and his acts of worship and acts of belief. ميلاد علي في أول يوم من أيام البيض. You know that the 13th of Rajab and then 14th and 15th. These 3 days are called Ayyamul Bid in every month because those 3 nights that the moon is in full shape and shows the maximum light to us on this planet is called Ayyamul Bid because Bid from Abiyat means light, whiteness. So the whiteness of the nights, 13th, 14th, 15th. So Imam was born on the first night of those 3 days and nights of Ayyamul Bid, to indicate that he came to this world where everywhere in Mecca there was a light, but he brought with him also light, the light of love, the light of logic, the light of loyalty, the light of truth. رجل الحق. He said, لا تستوحشوا في طريق الحق في طريق الهدى لقلة أهله. When you are walking on the path of truth, even if you are minority, don't be scared. Don't let to be scared because not too many people agree with you. فإن الناس اجتمعوا على مائدة شبعها قصير وجوعها طويل. Majority of people, they are enjoying themselves on the reception that the time of satisfaction on this reception is so short, but the time of hunger that's followed with this reception is too long. So the majority are satisfying themselves and they are full with this reception, but that's for the short time. For the longer time, وَجُوءُهَا طَوِيلٌ, they have to be hungry later on for a long time. So the light of birthday of Ali is the light of truth, light of al-hurriya, light of freedom. لا تكن عبد غيرك وقد جعلك الله حرا. Remember that your freedom is a gift from your Lord. Do not give up these rights at all. Don't let somebody to finish your freedom, to destroy your freedom. And when Imam Ali talks about freedom, it's not only political freedom, although political freedom and social freedom is important, but he is also talking about a freedom that matters even more than social and political, and that is a spiritual and internal freedom. من ترك الشهوات عاش حرا. If you are able to be free from domination of your desires, if you are free from your temptations, that is the real freedom that you achieve it through as-suluku ila-Allah, through jihad al-nafs, al-jihad al-akbar. This is the freedom of Amir al-Mu'mineen, that he applies it even in his prayer. Elahi ma abadtuka khawfan min narik wala tama'an fi jannatik ولكني وجدتك أهلا للعبادة فعبدتك. Subhanallah. How beautiful. Only the king of kingdom of expression, Amir Mulk al-Kalam, is able to speak with this al-fasaha al-balagha. Is unique about Amir al-Mu'mineen. Oh Allah, my prayer is not out of fear of fire of hell. My prayer is not out of my feeling for pleasure of paradise. My prayer is because you deserve it. That is the only way that I pray to you. So it is not ibadatul tujar, it's not for business that I exchange prayer for paradise. It is not ibadatul abid, that I'm like just a slave, that I'm exchanging prayer to free myself from fire. No. This is ibadatul ahrar. It is a prayer of a person who understands the real freedom. Freedom from everything and everyone, and total submission to my Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala. Elahi, sabartu ala adhabika fa kayfa asbir ala firaqik. Subhanallah, in du'akum made. I am able to tolerate the torture of hell, but I cannot tolerate the suffering and pain of separation from you, O my Lord. صبرت على حر نارك فكيف أصبر عن النذر في كرامتك. If I take the heat of hell, but I cannot take deprivation from connection, from watching you, from looking at you with the eyes of my heart. Elahi kafa bi izzan an akuna laka abda wa kafa bi fakhran an takuna li rabba. Allahumma anta kama uhib faj'alni kama tuhib. This is a great honor to be your servant, O God. And this is maximum integrity and pride that you are my Lord. So you are exactly what I want. Please help me to be exactly what you want, what you expect from me. Let me discover your will, your path. So Ali is the light of Rajab, the light of Ayyam al-Bid, the light of truth, the light of freedom, and the light of justice. Sawt al-adalat al-insaniyya. That marhum George Jordan, a Christian man, he wrote those 5-6 volumes about Ali, and one book called Ali the voice of human justice. This is a testimony of a non-Muslim about Ali. A non-Muslim spending 40 years of his life to research and write about Amirul Mu'mineen. What is this? Because Ali, Imam al-Insaniyya, he is the leader of humanity. That's why, remember Kofi Annan, marhum Kofi Annan, the late Secretary General of United Nations. Decade ago, he said, إن علي بن أبي طالب يعتبر أعدل حاكم ظهر في تاريخ البشر بعد الرسول محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. ولذلك ننصح البلدان العربية إلى الاقتداء به كمثال لتأسيس نظام قائم على العدالة والحرية والديمقراطية وتشجيع المعرفة. He said Ali is the fairest leader of humanity ever after Prophet Muhammad, and we advise the Arab world to follow Amir al-Mu'mineen as their role model, as their example. Yes, this is the light of justice, brothers and sisters. Ibn Abbas is saying, دخلت على علي أمير المؤمنين بذي قار وهو يخسف نعله فقال لي يا ابن عباس ما قيمة هذا النعل؟ فقلت لا قيمة له. فقال عليه السلام والله الذي أحب إلي من امرتكم هذا إلا أن أقيم حقا أو أدفع باطلا. He said, Ibn Abbas, this soul, how much do you think is worth? They were going to Basra. They stopped in Dhiqar, in the station. And I said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, these shoes that you have has no value. It's nothing. He said, Oh Ibn Abbas, Wallah, this is more valuable to my eyes than governing you people and having this power and authority, unless I can use this authority and power to establish justice and to stop injustice and falsehood. الذليل عندي عزيز حتى آخذ الحق له والقوي عندي ضعيف حتى آخذ الحق منه. Those who are weak, they are strong till I get the rights for them. And those who are powerful, they are weak in my eyes till I take the rights of people from them. Sallallahu alayka ya Abul Hasan, ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, ya Sayyid al-Muwahhideen wal-Muttaqeen wal-Mujahideen. You were the Imam who said, Wallahi la adhanu fi dini, Wallahi ma kadhibtu kidbatan. He never lied. Aliyyum ma'al haqq wal haqq ma'a aliyin. In all the occasions, Prophet Muhammad used any opportunity. In معركة الأحزاب برز الإيمان كله مع الكفر كله. Ali represents the entire foundation of faith. In معركة الخيبر هذا الرجل يحب الله ورسوله ويحبه الله ورسوله. The most beloved man in the eyes of God. And he said, Man aadha aliyan faqad aadhani. He made it very clear. So no surprise when Shibli Shumayl, a non-Muslim scholar, said, Ali azimul udama, nuskhatun mufradatun lam yara laha al-sharq wala al-gharb, suratun tibqul asl. He is a document that never had any copy in the past, in the west or the east. It's exceptional. No one made copy of this man. He is original. He is Ali ibn Abi Talib. And this is Amir al-Mu'mineen who said, Ala la تقدرون على ذلك ولكن أعينوني بورع واجتهاد وعفة وسداد. Don't try to be like Ali. I don't expect you to do all of what I'm doing, but at least help me. When you see شيعة علي شيعة علي من شيع عليا ومن شابه عليا ومن تابع عليا, follow him, support him, help him, do some actions like his actions. This is the meaning of following Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. And especially now, brothers and sisters, we live in a society that leadership is in crisis. Leadership is a big crisis in this country and almost every country in the world. Our country is marching in the wrong direction. Hatred, racism, Islamophobia, xenophobia, discrimination, anti-immigration. Looks like everything is for sale. Morality is for sale. Values are for sale. Constitution is for sale. Everything is about money and business and not morality. And this is why, especially in this election year, that the things are getting tougher and crazier in the domestically and internationally. It's our duty, number one, to participate in election. You know, Tuesday there is an election in Michigan. المشاركة في الانتخابات كأنه فريضة سياسية, فريضة اجتماعية, فريضة أخلاقية. It's an obligation for us to participate. We know that some of the candidates, they already dropped out. Like this guy, Mike Bloomberg, he has spent $600 million. Not 600,000, no. $600 million for advertisement. And he dropped. He realized that money can do something, but not everything. And after that, Elizabeth Warren, she dropped out as well. And a few candidates are there. As masjid, I cannot endorse anyone, cannot say vote for this or vote for that. Individually, I can. Individually, I know whom I am voting for on Tuesday. But I like to encourage everyone to participate in election and to see, when we talk about Imam Ali's values, freedom, justice, truth, humanity, human rights, which of these candidates are at least a little closer, if not 100%, at least 20%, 30%. Compare all these candidates, and if anybody is closer to justice. And don't worry on Tuesday about coronavirus, right? So alhamdulillah, it's not in Michigan yet. And inshallah, soon we celebrate the end of this marad al-khabith, this evil virus everywhere in the world. But then sometimes we think that is so much phobia about coronavirus. Is so much fear-mongering about this. Yes, we know that there is no like medicine for it so far. There was some news that they are trying some vaccine, but it's not in production yet. It may take time. If it is not cured, but the doctors are telling us that there is a way to protect yourself from this disease. And next Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday, we have one of the doctors that's coming to talk to us in details about this virus. But then the experts are telling us that, first of all, 80% of those people who are infected by a coronavirus, they are handling it. They don't know that they had it. They get it, they get out of it with little fever or little problems here and there, because their immune system is strong enough that they can pass the problem. It's 80% of them. And 20%, the rest, if there is a risk of death, is 5% out of those 20%. And they are people who are older, 60 and up, 70, 80, people in older age, more vulnerable to this problem. But again, the immune system, both spiritually, psychologically, and physically, if we increase and strengthen our immune system so we are strong enough to reject the germ, to reject the virus. And they are telling us, you don't have to have all this medicine, because already there are a lot of medicine are not available in the market anymore. There are toilet paper and, you know, some other stuff, cleaning stuff, already short here and there. So people are so scared of not to understand that, first of all, this coronavirus is not as deadly as even flu and influenza. You know that in this country last year, over 600,000 people were hospitalized because of influenza. 600,000. And tens of thousands of them died. Between 16 to 45,000 people died out of flu. So it's not even as deadly. It's not Ebola. It's not SARS. It's not that dangerous. But now, because some fake news also contribute to this, and people looking for business, some people looking for politics. Now the Saudi, they are accusing Iran, that poor Iran, that looks like they are like, the Iranians are target. And it's amazing that the higher authority and officials, they have more casualties than ordinary people, because they are among the people. Like the Saudi now, they close Masjid al-Haram, they close Masjid al-Nabi for many hours, and they limited time and place of prayer. Looks like now you care about human life. You didn't care about human lives in Yemen, in Syria, in Afghanistan, entire Middle East, in Iraq. And now you care for people and you do all of these things to save people from coronavirus. So people should not be panicked. We should be careful. By the way, this virus doesn't fly, so don't worry, it's not flying. If you don't touch, if you don't, you know, people don't shake hands, this is the touching and connection and attachment that, you know, helps the virus to move. The virus doesn't move by itself. So we have to be careful, but it doesn't mean to be panic about that. And you don't have to take so much medicine, because there is no medicine for this. Really, it's immune system. More vegetable, more fruit, more vitamin C, vitamin D. And through the fruit, like orange juice, for example, things that are natural, vegetable, peppers, this kind of thing, the doctors are telling us that it increases your immune system, so you can protect yourself more, and at the same time washing the hand. Islam told us 1400 years ago to wash your hand 5 times a day. The time that they didn't have enough water. And for the Jummah, ghuslul Jummah, not only wash your hands, total ghusl, total body ghusl and cleanliness. So we have it in our traditions. Don't be scared by some of the fake news. It's politics now. The Chinese are saying that American made this virus. The Americans are saying the Chinese, and the Saudis, they are accusing Iran. There is a huge mess now out of this fitna that is going on. But now how many people so far died because of coronavirus? They are saying maximum 100,000 people in the world, they are affected and infected, but out of that 2,000 or 3,000 people died so far. And we know that in this country, how many people died because of drugs in US last year? Why we don't show sensitivity about drugs? Over 70,000 people died in the United States last year because of overdose drugs. 70,000 people in one country. Now in the entire world, 3,000 people died. Alcohol, even worse than drugs. Over 80,000 people died in the US last year because of alcohol. Over 37,000 people died because of gun violence. Nobody want to even talk about that. 37,000 people gun violence. So if you are sensitive about death of people, that's more dangerous. That means in 1 year, brothers and sisters, 195,000 people died because of drugs, because of drink, and because of gun violence. Almost 200,000. How many people died during Vietnam War? Vietnam War lasted for 20 years. In 20 years of fighting, one of the worst battles in this world, 57,000 American soldiers died. 57. In 20 years, 57,000. And now in 1 year, almost 200,000 Americans dying because of this. In 1 year, compare those 20 years. So if somebody want to be sensitive about drugs, sensitive about alcohol, sensitive about gun violence, and more than this physical virus, be sensitive about the spiritual virus, the virus of arrogance, the virus of ignorance, the virus of greed, the virus of hatred and discrimination. These are even more dangerous than the physical virus. So let us pray for those who are suffering, and especially people who are madlumin. There was an account for helping the Iranian victims of coronavirus. I send it through my WhatsApp. If you are in that network, you receive it. You can donate directly, and that is a legal organization in New York. Everything is legal from American legal point of view, and you can send your check directly. If it is hard for you to find the address and you don't know how to do, send it in the name of House of Wisdom and mention that is for the victims of this destructive disease that so many conspiracies are going on. Part of it, we don't know exactly what is going on, how this started, and how certain countries are more target. But we know in general, now it is a global problem. It is an international disease that is threatening everyone, but it is not as deadly as SARS. It's not as deadly as Ebola. It's not as deadly even as influenza. So why we are careful? If you don't want to shake hand after the salat, that is fine. Al-a'malu bin-niyat. But at the same time, don't be scared, and let us carefully protect our immune system and our watching our health, and inshallah participating in the session that's going to be the following Sunday when Dr. Faqih is going to come and discuss this matter. So maybe part of this phobia about so many things is because this is election year. So we are expecting more craziness and more crisis to come, but we have to be careful, focusing on the values that the baby of Rajab تاتاس أمير المؤمنين ميلاده ميلاد العقلانية والعدالة والحرية والجهاد والبطولة والوفاء والتضحية والأخلاق والإخلاص والصبر والصداقة والسخاء. أمير المؤمنين إمام الإنسانية الذي قال الناس صنفان، إما أخ لك في الدين أو نذير لك في الخلق. وأقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولجميع المؤمنين والمؤمنات. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. صدق الله العلي العظيم.